See this? It's my Midas inspection of my car that I got to replace my smart car, which I don't want to replace, but I have to because I can't, yeah. I can't make it with the 2 jobs I have. One being a temporary job. So anyway, I am officially a rider for Lyft. I haven't started yet. I have to wait for them to get me in the system. I just passed my Uber inspection on my car, which was the last thing keeping me from being a Uber driver. So, and that's the one that pays the most, so that's really good. And last night, I am also a SideCar driver as of Friday. Actually, as of Thursday, I became a accepted SideCar driver last night, Friday the 20th. I ventured downtown Seattle with my little car, my little white Hyundai Accent. And it was really scary. It took me a while to get the courage up to go down there. I did all this fussing with the car, getting it ready and stuff. And okay, I'm just going to do it, you know. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to understand the app. You know, it's like, well, shoot, you know, I hope this doesn't turn out to be a disaster. Anyway, long story short, I go down to the U District and I hit go online or whatever it is. You know, when you're basically opening yourself up to possibility of getting a ride, you have to change your settings and decide how much you know what the radius is you want it to be searching. If you put it out, you know, too far, you're going to be spending all your gas trying to go across, you know, whatever to get to somebody. So I kept my range 5 miles radius. So I did that first, and I'm sitting in the U District, and actually it was a little bit north from the University District. So anyway, people who know where these places are in Washington State. Anyway, and I pressed the button, and I sat there, and it was probably not even 5 minutes. 5 minutes and the thing goes off, and you're supposed to press the button, and you have like 12 seconds to press the button and accept the ride, and they want you to accept all the time. They don't want you to turn down any rides, right? Because the reason it's going off is you're the closest person in the vicinity to the person looking for a ride. So I pressed the button, and it was easy. I was so surprised. It was a little scary, but it was easy. Okay, so I pressed the button, and the first person that I connected with was a first-time rider as well. I was a first-time driver, they were a first-time rider, so the app tells you should call the person. So okay, I pressed the button and I put the speakerphone on. I'm like, hey, this is Diane, I'm just calling to confirm your sidecar ride. And they're like, okay, sure. Anyway, so then I press the little arrow button up in the right corner, which turns on navigation, and you can choose between Waze or Google Maps. I chose Google Maps just because I know that. And then GPS pops up, and I just, you know, and I've been here a long time, but I really don't know a lot of the roads. It's like, you know, you get your places, you get the little routes that you go, but I didn't know a lot of this stuff existed. Last night I was like, whoa, I didn't know what, you know, I was everywhere last night. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, following the GPS, following. It was very accurate. It got me right where I needed to go. And it's very, I mean, you can see the little thing where the person is, and you know who you are, and you just, anyway. So I get to the person, and it was four girls. And they were my very first ride, and they were super nice, and they basically directed me. They say, all of them say, if your person knows how to get there, it's best if you can have them direct you, because they might know the most direct route. Usually they know if there's any construction going on. So the first ride, they directed me, and that was a great first ride. And as soon as they were out of the car, you say at destination, yes, that ends the ride, and then you have to rate the writers, and they also rate you, and you know, they were awesome, so I gave them 5 stars. And then immediately it's telling me I have another ride, because now I'm closer to Seattle. It's boom, and so I accepted it. And so I went on this little merry adventure last night. And the best part, oh, my phone is making noises. The best part of this adventure, well, the whole thing was great. I had the SideCar caters, both Lyft and SideCar cater to a lot of younger people. Uber tends to be more older, and they pay better, which is why I really want to do Uber. But I think SideCar might be the least one that pays. It's like you can set your fare, but I noticed some of the people paid less than what I had set, so I think it's just a suggested donation, you know. But it was just a blast. It's like I took a total of 6 rides in 3 hours. One of those rides I didn't get paid for, because this was such a funny story. I answer the call, and I'm sitting there waiting, and then I see out of the corner of my, in my rearview mirror, a line of guys coming out of this house. And I mean, I'm like, and they're all running for my car. They're running, and they're college guys. They're all like, you know, college age guys. And one gets in the seat next to me, and the other 4 of them pile into the back. And now my car can only take 3 people. So I'm like, I think this is illegal. You know, and so somebody doesn't have a seatbelt, but it's like, okay, whatever. So that's, you know, this was like a joyride. This was like, okay, I want to listen to my GPS, but they're like, oh, we can tell you how to go. And they want to go up to Capitol Hill. So, okay, but DirecTV was totally not they were not remotely interested. They were more interested in getting their iPod to work with my stereo in my car. So they're fiddling with that. They finally got some tunes that they liked. They cranked it up. And they're like, I'm like, the GPS wants me to turn here. Oh, just go straight. Follow those checks. This is like a 20-minute ride all over the place on Capitol Hill, and these guys were just a blast. And I felt like a kid. It was like a total, and I kept thinking, God, this is a long ride. And I mean, I don't think we ever went where the GPS said to go. And then they said, oh, you could just let us off here, which was not the destination. So they get out, they give me a $5 tip, and they leave. And so I try to end the ride, and I try, and it's like, it will not let me. The prompts don't come up. So in the end, I had to cancel the ride. I had to cancel the ride to get the whole app to start working again. I had to cancel the ride. So they never paid me. They got a freebie. And then I thought, I was a little bit, oh shit, you know, about it. But then I was thinking, yeah, but, you know, they were all just having a blast. They were caught up in the moment. They weren't paying attention, and it didn't really seem to me that it was a good idea to take advantage of these guys, you know, and charge them for this joyride that they went on in my car. You know, it's like, well, I could have taken control of the situation. I could have said, okay, we're going to follow the GPS, because clearly none of you are responsible enough to care how much money you spend for this ride. But no, I had a lot of fun. I did what they told me to do. Okay, I'll drive straight. Okay, we'll follow that car with the girls. And then I'm like, yeah, but that was probably the highlight of my evening. That little moment when the guys were just so awesome. When they found out they were like my 4th ride, they all cheered, yeah, we're the best ride ever. They were so cool. And then when we got to the destination, they had said to me, this was the most fun we've ever had in one of these. Like, so it was a fun moment, and I took it like that, you know. So then I had, after them, I'm thinking 2 more rides. And I wanted to keep going, but I started to feel fatigue, and I felt that it was starting to impact the way I was driving. And by that time it was, I'm trying to think, it was about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Yeah, it was about 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I drove from 9:30 to 12:30, and then I came home. So I went through, and it was just 6 rides, took 3.5 hours, and I went through what the rides were. They all gave me 5 stars, and actually only 4 of the 5 rated me because one girl couldn't figure out how to rate me. The prompt didn't come up on her phone, so it's not a completely perfect system. But that's no big deal. But I got 5 stars for the people that did rate me, and I gave them all 5 stars. And then I looked at the amount that I was paid. I had 2 people tip me, which was nice. And then I looked at the amount that was paid, and some people didn't pay very much. Some people donated, I guess it's donation. Even if you set your minimum fare, it's donation. Because I had a minimum fare at the start at $5, and the first ride I took paid $4.80. So I'm like, well, whatever. It wasn't a very long ride. So, but I added it up, not completely meticulously added it up, but pretty close, I just added it up. And it was, I'm trying to think of how much it was. I'm trying to remember. It was about, I think it was about, when I added the tips in, it came to about $50. Not bad for 3 hours, $50. That's more than I make at Home Depot in 4 hours. So, and I'm like, oh, and that's my first time out. I made some money. I think when I get more experience, I'll be more likely to make more money because I'll know where the people are and where the rides are. I did a lot of like sitting there, and I didn't do a lot because it's like I'd sit there and if nothing happened, I'd move on. But still, I feel like a more experienced person would know where the hot spots are and make more money. But, or, if you're driving for 8 hours, you're going to make more. I'm thinking between last night and then when I ride tonight, I'm going to go out tonight and tomorrow, I might make $150 this weekend. That's really huge. If you think about if I do that every weekend, that's a huge help. That's a huge, huge help for me. So, and I still don't think I'm going to be able to keep my smart car though, because unless Uber pays significantly better, which maybe it does, I don't know. But SideCar does not, but it was a lot of fun, and it was a good way to get the experience under my belt. So now, when I do ride for the others, I will have that going for me too. But yeah, so I just wanted to report in on my first experience as a rideshare driver. I guess that's what we're called. It was a lot of fun. It was a little hard physically. By the third hour, I was getting my right leg wanted to have some Charlie horses. I'm like, holy shit, I'm out of shape. But yeah, it was fun, and I'm really glad I'm doing it. And what a way to feel like I have control over my life. There's so many times where I have been like, I don't have any money to pay this bill, and now I have this, oh, I'm poor, I can go out and drive. I could go out and drive and get some money, and I won't be poor so much right now, So I feel pretty good about it. I feel like I'm taking back a little control of my life. So I am really glad for these services. Really, really glad. And I think that they answer a huge need in our society, because the way society is, the way our economy is, so many people cannot afford cars anymore. And I just think, you see all these cars going down the road with one person in them. They're putting off all the pollutants into the air, and there's one person driving the car, and that's it. It just seems to me to make sense that, I think this is a really good answer to helping the planet too. So anyway, I'm really happy I stumbled upon it. I feel really empowered because of it, and I hope it makes a huge difference in my my life. So I wanted to share it. If you've been watching, thanks. Bye.